From a young age, we're handed a very specific blueprint for a successful life. Maximize your personal happiness and find a perfect, frictionless romantic partner. We end up spending our days optimizing. We chase better jobs, better habits, and better relationships, operating under the assumption that if we just reach our full potential, we will finally have enough. This chart highlights a counterintuitive trend in the psychology of happiness. When researchers mapped the effort people spend actively trying to be happy against their reported feelings of loneliness, the results showed a significant positive correlation. As the drive to maximize happiness goes up, so does the frequency of feeling isolated. The data suggests that setting a rigid, high expectation for joy creates a mental trap. When your mood inevitably fluctuates, you perceive that normal dip as a personal failure. That disappointment compounds, deepening the sense of isolation from the very feeling you were trying to secure. We see this same pattern in how we approach love. Modern dating often treats a relationship as a passive experience, a rush of positive feelings we expect a partner to provide. When the initial high fades and the daily work begins, we mistake that lack of excitement for a lack of love, abandoning the chance to build something of substance. If you treat your life, your career, and your partners as emotional ATMs, designed only to dispense immediate satisfaction, you will eventually run out of capital. This relentless extraction leaves the modern mind brittle and completely unprepared for inevitable hardship. So, if the data suggests that hunting for a high-resolution ideal of joy correlates so strongly with failure, we are left with a problem. What exactly are we supposed to be aiming for? For decades, the dominant strategy has been hedonism. It means prioritizing fleeting pleasure, maximizing daily comfort, and fiercely avoiding all pain. But researchers Richard Ryan and Frank Martella highlight a much older, highly effective alternative: eudaimonia. Instead of chasing a momentary good feeling, a eudaimonic life is oriented around pursuing meaning, practicing virtue, and developing your own character. This chart illustrates the difference. Hedonism seeks a frictionless plateau of comfort, but eudaimonia requires a jagged path. To find deep meaning, you need struggle. You cannot forge a meaningful career or long-term relationship without severe friction. Depth is forged by navigating shared discomfort together. A meaningful life is by definition an uncomfortable one. The objective is no longer to construct a protective bubble to keep pain out. The objective is to build a mind capable of managing and utilizing that pain. Because a eudaimonic life guarantees discomfort, raw willpower isn't enough to sustain it. You must train your brain to process stress without snapping. The first tool is cognitive reframing, specifically using third-person self-talk. When a conflict escalates with a partner, instead of getting lost in your own emotional flood, you internally refer to yourself by your own name. This creates psychological distance, letting you view the argument objectively and respond to the issue rather than reacting to the anger. The second strategy is breaking rumination cycles. Left unchecked, the brain will endlessly loop through thoughts about why a relationship isn't perfect yet or why you don't feel happy today. Interrupting this loop with a demanding physical task or a forced shift in environment stops the brain from treating a temporary negative emotion as a permanent crisis. But the most powerful technique for sustaining long-term effort is called mental contrasting. This diagram shows how it works. Instead of solely envisioning the deep connection or the successful project you want, you hold that goal in your mind while simultaneously mapping out the harsh, tedious obstacles that stand in the way. These techniques don't magically erase the friction of daily life or the heavy lifting of a long-term relationship. What they do is upgrade your psychological operating system, allowing you to absorb the impact of a difficult day without shutting down. When you stop avoiding friction and start processing it efficiently, you cross a psychological threshold. You move from being fragile to becoming anti-fragile. In engineering and psychology, a fragile system breaks under stress. A robust system simply survives it. But an anti-fragile system actually requires volatility and stress to grow stronger. It uses the shock to improve its own structure. The historical embodiment of this anti-fragile mindset is known as the Stockdale paradox, named after Vice Admiral James Stockdale. During the Vietnam War, Stockdale was held as a prisoner of war for over 7 years. He was subjected to frequent torture and intense isolation. having zero control over his circumstances or any knowledge of when he might be released. When studying how he survived while others perished, researchers identified two pillars to his mindset. First, he demanded an absolute confrontation with the most brutal facts of his current reality. He refused to adopt the naive optimism of believing he would be rescued by Christmas, knowing that when Christmas inevitably passed, the disappointment would destroy his will. Second, while he accepted the horrific reality of his daily existence, he simultaneously maintained an unwavering, quiet faith that he would ultimately prevail and turn the experience into the defining event of his life. This same psychological mechanism provides a framework for our own daily realities. In a long-term relationship, the brutal facts are the mundane arguments, the miscommunications, and the inevitable moments of boredom. We often try to ignore these in favor of an effortless ideal, but resilience comes from looking directly at those messy realities while holding on to the conviction that the shared life is worth the effort. Happiness is a slippery objective when pursued directly. It settles around you only after you have committed to a meaningful struggle and developed the strength to endure it.